Well, good evening, good evening. I want to thank you for those who are joining me on YouTube, those who are joining me on Facebook, those who are joining me on Instagram, and those who are joining me on TikTok. I want to say welcome and good evening. And another Thursday evening. Yes, it's another Thursday evening, and one can keep abreast of what's happening in the world, you know. There's always new developments, new changes as well, and that's very interesting. Let me just turn this down. Yeah, turn that off. Yeah. So Melinda, good evening. Belle, good evening. Vita Jones, good evening. Welcome. So much developments which are happening in the world. What do you think about that? There's so many developments, so many different things. There's always what should I say? Never out of things to talk about on a Thursday evening or even any day as well. And one of the first thing which is on my topic iGate is a bit about Robert Jenrick. Robert Jenrick is a conservative MP. Well, second, he was the one when it went against Kemi Badenoch, and he lost. And has been, doing a lot of videos and being the shadow justice minister. And the very interesting thing is that Kemi Badenoch sacked him today, but at the same time, he was unveiled as the poster boy poster guy for reform. Very interesting. And the second one also is that Jamaica is frozen out by America. And when I say frozen out by America, along with 74 countries, in the sense that visa processing has somewhat frozen. Right, so that's a development which is going on there. And the Iran casualties, they're saying the figure is up, down. They say over 2,000 persons who have been unalive, which is really sad. Whole aspect of demonstration. And update on Greenland. Will America take over Greenland? So there's a lot to talk about, and just to hear a person's view as well. And so let's have a conversation tonight. And hear what people have to say. Thank you. Yeah. Hey, I'm going to invite Sir Gary. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, it's great to connect with you again. And last week we had a bit of a problem, but we hope that this time around we'll be able to stay with you the full length.
well, I don't know what you did with Donald Trump. I'm trying to say, or what happened with why they did something and they blocked you, or something like that, Gary.
I don't know. Well, I'm trying to stay on the right side of Trump.
You stay on the right. well, you better stay on the right side and not on the left-hand side.
Yeah, but it's great to connect with you again. It's the first. Let me say, this is going to be the first show with you on this side for the new year. That's it.
Yeah, 2026. And I felt that it was very important that I keep having the shows separate and apart from the campaign which I'm doing there, the campaign which is going on for the mayorship thing, just to keep that momentum going. I think it is very important, as well. But sorry, go on first.
Say, before you go any further, let me say that I wish you all the best, and I hope that there are listeners out there that's living within the Lewisham area that will vote for my friend Silborn. I've known him for many a year, and he's even a part. Well, put it this way: I became a part of his family because his family and my wife's family are very close. So
Yes.
we are brothers, and
Yes.
I wish Silbert all the best, and I really want him to be the mayor of Lewisham. I'm not there, I'm not in London, but I really hope that just as how he's working hard in this
Mm,
area, touching lives and trying to address situations around the globe. Let's hope that,
yes.
that Donald Trump will hear him and include him on some of his negotiations that he's having.
Well. I don't know if I have the poster where it is. He's the only Jamaican that I trust. There it is. This man is the only Jamaican I trust.
Well, I mean, Silver, never say never, or never say that that nothing is impossible, because we need to look for someone to rival um, the present London mayor, and if you can get on the first rung here, then the
Yes.
sky is the limit. The sky is the
Yeah.
limit, and there has to be. I mean, I know that there are some very worthy individuals out there, just as much as Silburn,
Mm,
but I don't know them, and I think that
yeah.
if anybody knows Silburn at all, yeah,
Mm,
anything that he puts his hands to, he does his best. If he can't do it, he'll tell you straight up. If he can do something and he can help individuals, then he will do that. And I wish him all the best, and I want him to be a light for our community in the very city of London. So God bless you, man. God bless
yeah.
you,
No.
man.
No. No. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And as I was speaking to a pastor today, and he was encouraging me, and he said, just be truthful. Truthful and answer the question. Be truthful, because don't be a he said, don't be a politician. don't be don't be a politician, and be
Yeah.
truthful. And as we go in to talk about even Robert Jenrick right now, um it is a very interesting development which has happened in today. And I don't know if you had followed it up, Gary, to a certain extent, as to what transpired today, whereby the the opposition leader, Kemi, what she did, she sacked him, because apparently what has happened is that there was a she found evidence that shows that he was planning to jump ship, you know, and go to reform, you know, and as a result of that, she just said, listen, if you recall, and I know we're going to speak about some of the views. If you recall, when she won that vote to be the leader, um Jenrick became the shadow justice secretary, and he has been playing some good thing. But deep down in the back, many people are saying that this is like a leader in waiting to take over from her, and by virtue of such, it was always like a thorn in her side. And at the same time, angling with the carrot is uh, Nigel Farage. And then he said he wasn't going to go. And then wabboom, he went. So Jenrick has dramatically defected from the Conservative Party to Reform UK, a move that has rocked British politics, highlighted deep divisions on the right. You know, Kemi sacked him from his role as Shadow Justice Secretary and suspended his party membership. Hence, she took the whip from him, saying she had irrefutable evidence he was secretly planning to defect and damage a party. And shortly afterward, Jenrick appeared at the Westminster press conference with Nigel Farage, where he confirmed his switch to Reform UK. You know, and I was watching a Nigel Farage press conference when he was unleashing another person who defected, and and what Nigel said was, Kemi has done it quicker for him, and he's going to a press conference in London at 4:30, and it's nothing to do with Robert Jenrick. Gary, these guys are all liars, because apparently that was a plan. But what's your take on it before I play a quick video?
No, I think it's a pity that Jenrick has done what he has done, but I think it was always on the table. He,
Mm,
yes, was very much touted as a leader in waiting. If you remember, I believe it was last year at the leadership conference, or not the leadership conference, the party conference,
yes.
there was talk of of a leadership bout, and he flatly denied it. He flatly denied it.
Mm,
But even before then, uh, Tilburn, we've always said that that um, that there is a group or a certain amount of individuals within the Conservative Party that really does not see Kemi as the individual leading them into the next general
yes.
election. And I think what he has done for me anyway. I mean, for me,
Mm,
I think that it just made it. He's made me um, believe that that the plan is to remove Kemi. If they can't remove him, remove her, then they will um, do damage. And I believe in the past couple of weeks, for January to do what he has done, plus
yes.
when others have left, I think one more left in the new year, isn't it? One more before him,
Yeah.
or was
Nazim.
it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, Nazim. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, for these two very influential politicians
Yes.
within, or high profile within the Conservative Party, has only
Mm,
just cemented in my mind that the plan is to remove Kemi. Now she has done well. I think she's doing very well. She's bright.
yeah.
I think she's brilliant. And when you watch her at the dispatch box going up against the prime minister, she has
Yeah.
done exceptionally well. I think that is clear to be seen. However, however, we have said from last year, from when she took on the party, that she's going to have it difficult. She's going to have to um, look, keep some eyes behind, at the back of her head, because
Yes.
they'll be gunning for her. They want her to fail. They don't want her to succeed,
Mm,
even though they're there, even though they're there and they're backing her. But I believe that there are some influential individuals within the Conservative Party that wish to see Kemi removed, so that they can put a man, and not just any man. you
mm,
know,
mm,
they want to put a male figure in that position to take them into the next general election.
yeah.
Now, Kemi will have to be very careful and
Yeah.
move quickly, just how she moved on January.
On
She's going to
generic.
have
Yeah.
to move quickly. She will have to make decisions, not dither, because if she dithers, I mean, she's got a hard task, because if
Yeah.
everybody comes out now and moves across to the reform, and I don't believe they necessarily want to move to the reform party, even though the reform UK party is very conservative. I
Mm,
probably they're more conservative than the Conservative Party, but I don't
mm,
think they necessarily want to be where Nigel Farage is. Not to say again that his policies aren't good. I mean, I do think there is some credibility, and there is some mileage to some of the things that he's saying. But
mm,
because the focus is Kemi, the focus is Kemi. For me, I'm talking for myself now. The focus
mm.
is Kemi. She's a woman, and she's a black woman. That's what I'm saying. They
But
don't want her there.
yeah.
And they can't get up and say they don't want her there. And they're not
Yeah.
even saying why they're moving across, to some extent. But they're
Mm,
moving across based on what positions they held when they were in government, to some extent,
mm.
I believe. So
Well,
so they're trying to sway.
yeah,
They're trying to sway public opinion plus those in the Conservative Party to make a move because I I bet you if the Conservative Party changes and wins the next election, you're going to see a lot of them move from the Reform Party back to
jump back
the
into
Conservative Party.
conservative. Yes,
Yes,
because they're saying like they're like a conservative too. The reform is actually looking like a conservative too. But let's watch
yes.
this press conference here. Let's watch this press conference here with Nigel Farage welcoming thingy there, Jenrick.
They've hoofed him out of the party, fearing he would appear today at 4:30 on this platform alongside me. And I've had to think very quickly as to how I should respond to this. And I just want to say thank you to Kemi Badenoch. This is the latest Christmas present I've ever had. The negotiations with Jenrick are over. There's nothing more to be said or to be done. You've handed me on a plate the man that is by far the most popular figure, 60% approval rating on Con Home compared to our own 38. And you've perhaps today really done anything more than anybody in history to help realign the centre-right of British politics, which is much needed against a dreadful Labour government and an increasingly worrying extreme left-wing voice in this country. So I can't offer you drinks all round, but I'll buy Kemi lunch next week and say thank you. And on that note, I will welcome Robert Jenrick into this room and into Reform UK. All right. He hasn't changed his mind, has he? We can't find him. Is he coming, Nick?
That was a surprise move. Surprise
Funny,
move,
this would be a very
Gary.
funny today, wouldn't it? This really would put the tin lid on the whole thing.
Nobody was expecting.
As you can tell, normally when I unveil defections, it's all perfectly planned. Nothing ever leaks, and I'm known for nothing ever leaking. But this circumstance has been sprung upon us for reasons that were not under my own control, sadly. Do we play music now, or what are we doing? No. Okay, folks, don't worry. I just had the thumbs up. He hasn't changed his mind. Kemi hasn't called him and asked him back. Oddly, she never called him in the first place. She left it to the chief whip to do so, which I did find very, very odd. But yeah, as I say, one more point before he comes. There's a lot of speculation in the media about who may or may not defect to us. Are they doing it for their own purposes? Are they a benefit to us? May the 7th, folks, if you're in Parliament, is the deadline. If you're coming to us, do it before May the 7th. We don't want you after that. Let me make that very, very...
We're going to talk about loyalty and this way. But anyway, here's Robert.
Here he is, Robert Jenrick. I want to be changing mind. I'm getting a bit worried about it. Here we go, the scrum. Come on, guys. Both to this one, please, Charlie. Yeah, don't worry, you'll all get a go. Yes, okay, no problem. You'll all get a go. We're very generous people.
Over here, please. Just here as well, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And over here as well, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, right, you've had 2 goes. Marvellous. Here we go.
Very good. Thank you.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Nigel. It's time for the truth. Britain has been in decline. Britain is in decline. From 1970 to 2007, real wages went down by 1/3 every 10 years. Since then, they flatlined. At the turn of the millennium, the average Brit was earning more than twice as much as the average Pole. By 2031, we're on track to be poorer. Outside of London.
Okay, Gary, let's leave that there. What do you think about this? What do you think about politicians jumping from parties to parties? Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just wondering, how long is this speech for?
Oh, that's long. It's long. It's a very long thing.
Okay.
You wanted to hear it?
Well, yes, but if it's too long, that's fine. I'm just saying. I mean,
Yeah.
the opening statement there that he has made, more or less.
Yes.
I would believe that. I would believe that. I mean, the decline of wages, of the power of salaries to buy, to maintain, to live has decreased. It has decreased, and
Yes.
the leadership standing, the political leadership of the UK has declined, and it's even declined even further now.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, I would, but again, the first thing that came to me during his speech there is, why couldn't he have said what he said there when he was within the Conservative Party?
Well, he said he had differences with Kemi. He said he expressed his thoughts, and they were going two different ways, and it was a matter of him staying there and or fighting it out, or but let's I'll play a little bit more. I'll play a little bit more, guy. I'll play a little bit more. Listen.
Our tax burden, the highest since the 50s. We're spending more on debt interest than on defense and schools combined. In 2012, 1 in 20 people who went to A&E waited more than 4 hours. Now it's 8 times that. 1 in 5 school kids are persistently absent. 93% of crime goes unresolved. The courts are backlogged. The prisons are overflowing. Our army is the smallest it's been since Napoleonic times. 193,000 people have come here on small boats since 2018. Last year, 1 illegal migrant raped a 12-year-old girl in Nuneaton. Terrorists have broken into Britain on small boats. And we're living through the most profound change to our population in our nation's history. Net migration is 100 times higher in the 25 years after 1997 than in the 25 years before it. 1 in 5 in Britain weren't born here. Many are not working or are doing low-paid work. Just 1 in 20 of 2022's migrants were net contributors. Countless communities in less than 25 years have become totally unrecognizable. The police, as we've seen this week, can't even police some of our largest cities. Now, my constituents in Newark feel this decline every day. It's a great historic town. It is the honor of my life to represent it and to represent them in Parliament. They are the best of our country. They are men and women who are getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 a.m. out the door to work in distribution centers and factories, grafting all week, but finding nothing left over for something nice with the kids on the weekends. Their bills, their taxes are surging. Their money is taken to fund hotels for those here illegally in our country.
What are your thoughts on the speech? Is it a leadership speech? Seeking for leadership? For reform?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we can't listen to all of it. I understand that. But I think that he's not, I don't think he's, from what I get from what he is written there, I don't see him bidding for leadership as such. I hear from him that there are problems that needs to be addressed, and it's not being addressed. That is what I'm getting from the little that I'm hearing. Now I haven't heard the whole thing though, so I don't know what is going to be said probably in the next half or three quarters of it. But
Mm.
what I'm hearing is that there are situations, there are problems, there are things that needs to be addressed, and it's not being addressed.
Addressed.
Just in the past week, I heard on the news. Was it on the news or somewhere? I heard it though that there was an individual who went to the hospital and they waited for 12 hours and they weren't seen. So and
Mm.
that's one. Now if that is one, then there must be two, there has to be 10, there's probably 20 others that's been in the same situation.
Yeah.
Still. So there are conditions out there that is happening, but they are not being addressed. And he's raised some very important questions or situations there. So I
Yes.
hear
Yeah.
him. I can hear him. And that feeds very much into what Reform UK is touching on. And
Mm.
if he is saying that, there are others out there, Silborn, there are others out there that is saying the same
Mm.
thing. And I'm quite certain that there are MPs in the Conservative Party and there are MPs in the Labour Party that's saying the same thing. But because they want to stay loyal to the parties that they have signed up to, and they don't want to be on the wrong side of leadership, they're not doing anything. I think
Yeah.
somebody like Jenrick is
Yeah.
brave to do what he's done, very brave.
Yeah. Yeah. Very brave. That is something which he kept alluding to, the fact that he was the top bookies to be the next conservative leader and to be jumping ship. The is it a thing whereby reform actually he said Tuesday there's going to be announcement for a Labour person who's jumping ship. Apparently, there's going to be a Labour person as well who's jumping ship, according to Nigel Farage. But is it a reform is actually touching the key nerves of a lot of Brits? You know, you know, in this country, lots of issues where people tend to be sidestepping and being political correct with.
I think reform. You see, all right, we all know about UKIP. We know about Labour. We know about the Conservative Party. The Conservative and the Labour Party have been two major parties in UK politics for um, for a few decades. Reform, for whatever reason, the Conservative Party is not speaking to the grassroots of the Conservative. Now, the thought and the question has come to my mind, and it's something that you and I have mentioned off camera in our times of talking. But I'll ask it in this way: that the Michael Heseltine, the John Majors, the Reese Muggs,
William
if
Hague.
they were, and William Hayes and others, if they were active today, would they join the Reform Party? That's my question, because
Mm,
obviously the Conservative Party, they're not. It doesn't seem, and this is not a slight against Kemi, because she's doing her best. She's coming from a party that was positioned where they are
yeah.
right now, and for Kemi to kind of bring them back to the conservative line, I don't know if she would be able to do that, and probably somebody like Jenrick may just be able to do that, or she doesn't want to move. That is why Jenrick may have may have presented his views as he has said so here to her, but she's not seeing it. Probably Kemi is the one that is not allowing the conservatives within the Conservative Party to bring it back to where, let me say, the Reform Party is. But my again my disappointment is that the old guard, those who are still alive, those who can still speak, you're not hearing from them. You're not hearing them. What are they saying? Now, it will be interesting to know if they believe the Conservative Party of today is what they are hoping or wanting it to be. Because nobody's hearing from them. And I think that politically, and let me also bring in another world into this, even religiously, that sometimes we're not getting any of the old guard that is saying that was very active on both hands. They don't express themselves. Why? Because the generation of today doesn't want to hear anything from them. Not to say that we must listen to what, not to say that we have to obey what they say, but experience counts for a lot. Experience, the experienced mind, the ones who have gone through it. People who have gone through war don't want to go back to war because they know what war does. And so what they will then do is look at ways to avert war. Those who have never experienced war, that's never had to go to war, Silborn, right?
Yes,
When people speak like how it's being spoken today, it doesn't seem that they want to negotiate or talk around it. What are they doing? They're talking straight into it. Now, when you've got individuals who have a certain amount of experience, whatever that may be, finance or political, or in the world of science, in the world of medicine and such, when you've got individuals who has experience in these areas, and you refrain, you purposely do not bring those into the picture to listen to them, my friend, you're going down the road of catastrophe, because you don't know what you're up against. You don't know where you're going. Not to say that they know where they're going, but if you listen to reason, listen to experience counts for a lot. And I think, my friends, I think that it's not. I don't think it's a good picture. I don't think it's a good picture.
You don't like that picture which I put up there?
No.
and that was just a few months. That was just a few months ago. Some of us were looking at it. At some events there. Really, it is. Yeah. It is very interesting as to, because they say that is a game changer. And in final, before closing off this one, what Nigel Farage has said is that everyone who is going to defect need to do so before the 7th of this election, May, because what he believes is that it's going to be a wipeout. Reform is going to wipe out Labour, wipe out Conservative, and put them in the doldrum. And he said he doesn't want anyone to come in jumping on the bandwagon of the success of reform. But I wait to see how that turns out at the same time. But the messaging is very crucial. I was watching something, Gary. And this is a classic example. In America, there's a senator asking a doctor, something. I need to find it. How can a man have a baby or something like that? Can a man have a baby? Can a man have a child? Gary. And the doctor, she kept going around in circles. She just wouldn't answer the question. And he kept asking her the question, and she just wouldn't answer the question, Gary. And that is one of the things which is happening today. Nobody actually want to answer these questions. You know, everyone is trying to be being political correct. And if I find the video, it just point on something there which a lot of people talk about. You know, I'm gonna find this video. Let me just find this video here. It just a
You
few
see the
minutes.
thing about you see the thing about it, Stillborn.
Yeah.
Okay, if I sit here and say I identify as a boss,
Mm,
by me saying am I a boss? No. If I say if I sit here and say I identify as a dog, and me saying that I'm a dog, does it make me a dog?
No.
No. I mean, that's how ludicrous our society has become.
Mm,
So somebody then says that ask that same question.
yeah.
Say, can a man have a baby? Can a man have a baby? Why can't we
Yeah.
say no? A man cannot have a baby. It's virtually impossible. It really doesn't matter what science can do, because science, the medical profession will say, oh, we can make changes to that. Well, how are you
Yeah.
going to make changes?
Yes.
Man is going to go through a tremendous trauma in order for him to have a baby, because he is not naturally designed to carry a baby.
All right, let's watch this.
He's
Let's
not
watch this.
naturally
To bring it
designed.
up,
Let's
why
watch
don't
it.
we just start there?
Watch
Dr. Verma, I wasn't sure I understood your answer to Senator Moody a moment ago. Do you think that men can get pregnant?
I hesitated there because I wasn't sure where the conversation was going or what the goal was. I mean, I do take care of patients with different identities. I take care of many women. I take care of people with different identities. And so that's where I paused. I think, yeah, I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Well, the goal is just the truth. So can men get pregnant?
Again, the reason I paused there is I'm not really sure what the goal of the
The
question
goal is just to establish a biological reality. You just said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics. So let's just test that proposition. Can men get pregnant?
I take care of people with many identities, but
Can men
I
get
take care of
pregnant?
many women that can get pregnant. I do take care of people that identify as women. That
Can men get pregnant?
again, as I'm saying,
Let me just remind you what you testified to a moment ago. Science and evidence should control, not
Oh,
politics.
Gary,
So can men get
Gary,
No,
go on.
turn it up.
Huh?
Turn it up. Turn it
Turn-
because
I mean,
because
can't you hear it?
No, turn it off.
Yes,
I
go
don't
on.
know if
Yeah,
anybody else wants.
yeah.
I don't really want to hear anymore, because
Yeah,
this
yeah.
this individual, and she's a lady. She's a lady. You know, he should have probably turned the question around and said, "Can she give a man a baby?" And or because how can a doctor, a person
Yeah.
who is as intelligent as her, be asked
Well,
the question if a
You've
man
got
can
to ask.
have a baby,
You've
and
got to ask a
she
question. Is she intelligent?
and she answers to say she doesn't know where this question is leading,
Mm.
and she's saying that she looks after people with various identities and all of
Yes.
that. No, I mean, she doesn't worth the paper. Well, her qualifications really don't worth the paper that is written on, really, because she don't. No, it's hurtful to my intelligence. It's hurtful. It's painful for me to sit down and listen to that. That's why that's why I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well, Gary, that is one of the issues which is happening today, whereby people are just peed off with how things are, and people not answering questions, and all the world has gone lunatune, and that's why a level of common sense is coming on. That is why you see the rise of the Trump factors, the rise of the reform factors. They're just calling a spade because everybody's wanting to be in a position where they can be elected. Some don't really care. They just want to say it as it is, speaking the truth out there, you know. But let's just go into Jamaica. I don't know if you saw something recently whereby Secretary Marco Rubio announced there's a freeze on all foreign visa processing indefinitely from 75 countries. And based on the list, there's Afghanistan, Albania, Barbados in it, Barbuda, Bahamas. Trinidad is not in it. Guyana is not in it. Jamaica is in it. And many people are saying, how come Jamaica is in it? When Rubio came to Jamaica recently and said, Jamaica is positioned one of our greatest pals, you know? So this whole free visa thing now, which is frozen, is going to be affecting a lot of people. But my thinking is saying we've got to revise our priorities at the same time. You know, the United States is not the United States that we knew many years ago. You know?
This world, Silburn, is repositioning itself in a way that it has never, ever been in. I think we're in a new reality now. It is a brand new reality. And even if President Trump, even if the United States was to change presidency, or they've come to the end of the 4 years that he has and somebody else comes in line, I don't think whoever comes in, either somebody that's handpicked by him or anybody else from the Democratic Party, will ever be able to bring back the United States back into the position it was ever in. You know?
Yes.
So where Jamaicans or anybody concerned, that you know, it's just a sad thing. Jamaica is going to be hurt by it.
Yes.
We have Jamaicans who travel regularly. I know that there are regular travelers from the Bahamas and many of the other Caribbean countries to the United States. And I even heard that for Jamaica, for example, because since we have family who lives in Jamaica and in the United States, it was even said that the Jamaicans who have either the green card or citizenship within the United States will have to make the choice of either keeping the citizenship or the green card of America and give up the citizenship of Jamaica, or keep the citizenship of Jamaica, give up the green card or citizenship of the UK, but then they would have to move back to Jamaica. So that is, to me, that is the reality that is now upon us. That is the reality of what we are having to face. Not only Jamaica only. I've just used Jamaica as an example, but even many of other nations that travel to and from the United States back to their homeland. You know, when they need to, when they have to. There are people who have the legal right to come back to the U.S. and it is being reported that as soon as they come into immigration, they're sent back. Or they're held because of what Trump is doing. This is the reality of the world in which we're living in right now. Nothing is sure. Nothing. And I believe, Sil, even though it hasn't come to that in the UK yet. It hasn't come. But we know, even though we say either we are born here, we have our British passports, or we are naturalized here and we have our papers. Listen to me, my friends.
There's no guarantee.
It could happen. There's no guarantee. There is no guarantee. That is where trouble is going to take place. Or, well, not the only trouble, but this with a myriad of other situations that we're having to face, it's going to come upon us. I believe it's going to come upon us. And we have said this more often than not throughout last year and probably the year before, Silborn. these things going to be a reality. Probably not as pure as that, but you know, we just have to face these things. And sadly, Jamaica
Yeah.
is in the mix.
Well, in giving some sort of hello, Gary, can you hear me? Yeah. In giving some
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
information, it's gonna start on January the 21st. And it's an indefinite pause of immigrant visa processing. That is visas for people seeking to live, and this is it, seeking to live permanently in the USA. It does not affect non-immigrant visas such as tourist, student, or business visas. Those continue to be processed. And the US
But we
government
don't
says, sorry?
we don't know because we don't. I mean, they can put that in writing,
Mm,
but look, as I've said before, still remember this, and I think for me anyway, we have to look across the divide politically
yes.
now in all areas. Don't
Uh,
listen to what Trump says.
says, watch what he
Look at
does.
what he's done because
Mm,
because there has been in the past where individuals have tried to get non-immigrant visas, student visas, whatever visas, and they're turned down. For what reason? Why?
mm,
They give Sometimes they give silly excuses. They still
mm,
have the power not to give visas. So I don't
yes.
believe, I don't think it just resides alone within the area or the criteria of of um of what they've stated there. I believe that it could affect everybody. And to prove that,
Mm,
still look how it has affected the World Cup. The World Cup is in the United States, right? And Trump has already stated some weeks before or a month or two before, and whatever he has stated has affected the sale of tickets
tickets.
to the World Cup. So yes, don't listen to what is being said.
Yeah.
Look at what is being done, and that speaks more than what is being said at
Mm,
times.
Well, just to flag up more, it says the suspension is part of a broader immigration and public charge review to ensure that immigrants coming to the USA are financially self-sufficient and not likely to rely on government welfare or public benefits and will not become a public charge, a term in US immigration law for someone expected to depend primarily on government support. So what you're saying
Yeah,
is that this is a bigger picture. This is
of
not
course,
just what is.
Silver.
Mm,
Look at
yeah.
what ICE is doing now in the States. Look at
Yes.
what ICE is doing now, right now. I'm not talking about what
Mm,
happened. They're doing it now. And there are
mm,
individuals, they're not relying on the state. A lot of these people are they're working in the restaurants, they're working in the car washes, they're working in various areas. They're not depending on the state. But yet, who
yeah.
are they picking up? Who are they picking up still? So what
Mm,
they're saying there, okay, they've covered themselves to some extent, but that covering is broad. So
mm,
so anybody that they give a visa to, who is to say that they're going to leave the country when they're supposed to? And that's the
mm,
very same thing that I is trying to avoid. They're getting rid of everybody, anybody at all that they get hold of that is an immigrant, and even if they're not even depending on either the state or the social or whatever it is, they're earning their own way. Some of them have lived there so long, even though it is that they may have been illegal, but they've lived there
yeah.
for so long. They have family, they have children, they have whatever. I'm not talking about those who are criminals, even though
Mm,
they've come there under the same guise. But I'm talking about individuals who have been there They have worked. They have looked after themselves. They've bought properties. They've bought cars. They've educated. They've educated themselves, or whatever the case may be. They are the same ones, Silborn, who ICE is picking up right now and deporting. So all of what they've said again, they're covering themselves, but they're doing what everybody thought they wouldn't do. That's what they're doing still. That's why Minnesota right now is in trouble. And many of them in Texas, New York, in Los Angeles, in various states, they
California.
don't care. Yeah, they don't care. They don't care still. So this is far greater than what we believe. I believe anyway.
So what?
And this is also a precursor to what may even happen here in the UK. I don't want any of us. We may have children born here. We ourselves may be born here. We have a red book or a blue book to say we are citizens here, and we have whatever it takes to say that we are legally here. But believe me, my friends, something may take place in this country that the government, well, not probably this government, but a government will come in and begin to capture some of us and send us back. Why? Because we are immigrants. The United Kingdom has never really looked on us of our color and really accepted us for who we say we are. They've never done it, and I don't think that they ever will.
Someone said recently that the advent of reform will bring in the sort of same ICE factor, which is happening in America, the same playbook. The way our reform is speaking, taking the same playbook out of Trump as well. You see that as a strong possibility.
We're living in a different reality. I listen. We are existing right now in a different reality.
Yeah.
And Trump has done the unimaginable thing. He has done it. He's the only president, right, that is strong, crazy enough to do what he has done. Not only on immigration, on a lot of things.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Biden wouldn't do it. Obama wouldn't do it. Bush, the two Bushes wouldn't do it. Clinton wouldn't do it, or even couldn't do it because of what. And even if that was on the table, they wouldn't do it because they know the backlash that would happen across the United States. But Trump, there is something about him. There is something about a man that is, I don't know.
Don't care.
I don't know. Well,
Don't care.
He has been tasked. I'm not a conspiracist. I'm not a conspiracist. I don't want anybody to say that. I don't listen to Candy. Is it Candice Owens? I don't listen to her.
Candice Owens,
No.
yeah.
No, I don't listen to her or even Tucker. Because there's some things that they say that that doesn't really sit comfortably with me. But I believe to some extent that he has been tasked to do just what he is doing. I believe that. Because nothing happens in isolation. I don't, this is the time now for whatever is to happen. That's what I believe.
Yes.
And probably he won't go down in history as a very favorite president. For some, he's going to be probably looked on as a divisive leader. But I think in the long run, we're going to hear that we're going to hear something quite different. I don't know what that may be, but he's the man for the day, for this time, and he's doing what he feels he needs to do, and what also may be placed in front of him that we we of this generation may not know because we're not privy to a lot of things. But I
Yes,
believe
yes.
that, you know.
Well, in a nutshell, I'm just wrapping up. I'm just moving from that one because we won't have much time now. But the whole thing regarding Iran, which has taken place recently, where they say over a couple thousand persons, but of course one cannot verify of persons who have been unalive there since late December 2025. Iran has been shaken by large-scale protests spanning dozens of cities and provinces. But I'm trying to recall if there was something that happened some time ago in Iran as well, and they shut it down. Um, you know, uh, America is saying they need to go ahead and you know, you know, find the names of the persons, you know, demonstrate and take back things, as well as to what happened. They have shut down internet, so people don't know the full true picture. Some of it is coming through as well. But in those areas, do they need? I mean, do they need America to come in there to help these countries? Venezuela presently, the the opposition person who was away who got the Nobel Peace Prize. She's in the States, and in the Nobel Peace Prize award to Trump, I think, because she said she had dedicated it to Trump. But apparently Trump is more getting along well with the present president who took over from after Maduro was captured.
Well, I think the only reason why the president or the interim president has more or
Yes,
less come in line with Trump is what Trump said to them. Trump
yes,
said Trump said you do this or else. So
yes.
so he didn't give them any room to maneuver for themselves. He has laid down the line for them.
Mm,
So it's either they abide by what he has said, or he said that he will go back in.
yeah.
He will go back in and do what he needs to do as far as he's concerned. So you see what Trump has done, and for me, I'm not a political commentator, so I don't want anybody to take my word for it.
Well, you're
But I
doing well,
believe
Gary.
what he has I believe what he has, if you see the effects and and
Yeah.
um and his moves, is that he has shown himself to be, quote unquote, a strong leader. He means what he says, and he does what he says. Now
And
now he
I think
said
that is something. Yeah, go on. Keep going. Sorry.
I think that sometime before he went in, he says he told he told the president of Venezuela, who he's got now, to be careful. He warned him. He
Yes.
told him more or less what he would do. The president, he reached out to him, I believe, one or two times. He wanted to talk. He wanted to negotiate. But as far as Trump was concerned, his time was up. And so
Mhm.
therefore, he went in and got him. And he said that he would have done that. Because now, if you look at how of the reactions of those within South America, if you
Yeah.
look at the actions of the presidents of these various countries, yes,
Yes.
okay, fine, they have retaliated or they responded more or less to say, try and come. Even the Colombian president said,
Yeah.
"I'm here. Come. If you're bad, come." Right? But there was nothing else that these presidents could say but that, because if they showed any weakness at all, then their natives would have said something else. Do you understand? So they had
Mm,
to come
mm.
out strong. But they were afraid. They were afraid of what Trump may do. Look at what he did with or what he said to Iran. Now Iran is very boastful. They came out strong. They said, "Listen, if you attack us, we're going to attack. We're going to attack the U.S. bases." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Trump said, "Stop the killing." Now, as far as we're concerned, and I understand, we're being told, he has been told that they haven't done any more execution. But at
Yes.
least they're quiet because they don't know what Trump is going to do. They're very, very, they are afraid of Trump. Look at Greenland. In the past, probably few hours, if I'm reading things right, Denmark sent some military hardware into Greenland. That's what they've done because they know that Trump will act on what he has said. They don't trust him because even though he sent some negotiators into Denmark to talk to the Danish government, that is one thing. It shows willingness to talk. But even with the talk still, yes, they do not know what Trump will do because Trump, whenever he says something, he may say something in the opposite direction.
Yes.
But then they're watching him. They're watching him closely. And that is the difference between the presidents before Trump and Trump. The presidents of the United States previously, before Trump came in, they said something but was very, very slow on act. Even with Obama, sorry, even when Obama, there is a red line in the sand that if Syria does something, I believe it was Syria or Iraq, there's a red line that if they use chemical weapons of what he's going to do. They used it. What did he do? Nothing. Biden went in and did the unthinkable with Afghanistan.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
I mean, that really brought the U.S. to the lowest ebb. Really. So Trump, in his mind, he has to reverse that because he said he's a man of strength. Again, hold on.
Yeah.
Look what the U.S. did last week, I believe it was. Trump increased the budget, the defense budget, up to $1 trillion. I think it was $1.5 trillion. You know, 1 point increase the budget. Now, the United States has never done that ever before. There's no country that has ever spent that amount of money on their military. And if Trump realizes his plan or the ambitions for the United States in this world, there is no country, believe me, there is no country in this world that will ever be able to stand against the military might of the United States.
Well, one of the things that
Trump has done and is doing.
Well, one of the things that Marco Rubio said is, and he said, you guys need to listen to what this man said. Listen to the president. He said this, and you guys need to listen. I mean, to say that don't mess around with Trump. But anyway, on a final note, we see what is happening in America. I think for people wanting to go to America, somebody was saying recently that there's a guy named Speed who is in Africa, and he's showing all the different things in Africa. Is that people need to sort of refocus, review their priorities. UK, USA, they maybe have to change because these places are not the same again as how it was as in the past when people flock to these shores. So that is going to be a fundamental change to that, Gary. But Gary, on a final note, let's wrap up. We spoke on these bits and pieces regarding, we're going to watch and see what unfolds regarding the politics in the UK and leading up to the election in May, because that is going to be a sort of red line that shows where things are going. Keir Starmer said he's going to be there in the next year as well. We don't know about that because I can see in the wings a few persons are annoyed by it because of the 13 U-turns or 11 U-turns which has happened so far. The jury I'm going to say the jury's out, but no, not the jury's out. But the fact that they want to take away jury trials, that is something which is not a lot of people are looking at really in a way, and many U-turns, which is happening. So we watch to see the outcome of that. Watch to see the outcome of when this indefinite. And the thing about Trump sometimes, just like when they were having all these tariffs and they keep moving and changing up the goalposts regarding the tariffs, it may change up for some different countries, because I think what Trump wants to do at the same time is pull persons trying to have negotiations with him. Remember the tariffs, when those tariffs came out? A lot of people were being called in and tried to make negotiations. So therefore, different persons going to want to have negotiation with Trump as well. Any last word, Gary, before I go?
We just need more time for our programs here.
Yeah, there's never be more time. We always have to let people guess what's going on as well. But we
I understand. I mean, there's a lot that happens within the week.
yes,
There's a lot, and you've said it. There's a lot that has happened in the past week, and sometimes just to touch on it and to just go into a little bit. Sometimes there's much really to share and to commentate about. But too much is happening, and very little time to say anything about it. But I understand your constraints anyway. I do understand.
Yeah. Well, maybe what I have to do is have two other shows. I've another one. I've two during the week, if anything, because we didn't even touch on Kemi Badenoch, Prime Minister's Question Time, when Starmer was really, as a matter of fact, did you see this? Let us close off with this, Gary. let's close off. Let's close off with this, and I'm sure persons will be amused by it. I can't play all of it.
What she said on Prime Minister's Question Time.
No, it is a spoof of Kemi and Starmer rapping. I don't know if you saw it.
I sent it to you. I sent some stuff to you. See them.
Did send it to
stuff to you on WhatsApp. Yeah, I sent some spoofs to you on WhatsApp. Even with Starmer as a Dalek.
Oh no, not that one, not that one.
It's not my fault. It's the last lot. 13 years of chaos. I inherited stress. Every number that's bad, blame who came before. I'm just
I'm not seeing anything.
You're not seeing anything? Nah, because it wasn't. I'm trying to
okay.
Mr. Speaker, look, the whole thing's wrecked when a party hits shambles. The leadership step. PM ducking every question, dodging every hand, blaming everybody else like he's never in.
All right. Okay. This is bad. This is wicked. Okay, here we go. Video file, and I'm gonna play it here. 1, 2, 3. Here we go.
Mr. Speaker, look, the whole thing's wrecked when a party hits shambles. The leader should step. PM ducking every question, dodging every hand, blaming everybody else like he's never in command. Chancellor twisting facts in the media plan. OBR head got pushed for telling the man. Tax on workers never part of the brand. CEO style should be fired and banned. Black hole fake, CV fake, brand. She don't belong in treasury, she lives in la land. Briefings drop, pensions popped, hundreds of thousands of cash they can't stop. PM talking plot, bro, you lost yours. Your own ministers say you're weak indoors. Budget disaster from start to the core. Country tuned out, you ain't trusted no more. Two-child cap, unaffordable, that was your stand. Now it's magically funded, cause you feared getting canned. Rebels you whip now laughing at the man. You can't run your party, let alone the land. Unemployment rising, spending under plan. Millions hung out to dry by your budget hand. OBR gone, family slammed. Cause the only job you're saving, your own, Mr. Speaker, understand.
I don't know how these guys do that, to tell you the truth.
It's not my fault. It's the last lot's mess. 13 years of chaos. I inherited stress.
I'll do
Every
that.
number that's
You're-
bad,
you're
yeah,
muted.
blame who came before. I'm just the hero fixing it. Don't thank me anymore. Budget of the century, best one of a plan. If you don't see the vision, you don't understand. We're doing our best, that's my favorite line. If it's broken, don't blame me, it was broken when it wasn't mine. Pensions fell.
Sorry, Gary, can you hear it? You can hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it. I can
Okay. I thought you said you couldn't hear it. Let me play it again. Let me play it.
Lost go. Jobs collapse. Lost go. Economy tank. Lost go. Your rent is up. Guess what? I'm the savior of Britain. Yeah, clap for the man. Even though half my cabinet thinks the budget was a scam. But trust me, Mr. Speaker, everything's fine. Cause the best budget ever is obviously mine.
These guys who make these spoof is something else, Gary. You know,
I'm telling you. I'm seeing some things out there that is just mind-boggling, man, and funny.
Yeah. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say have a good night and peace out. And Gary, remember remember, let me know when you're coming down so we can do some campaigning as well. All right.
Yeah. Well, I'll come down. When is the election?
May the 7th.
Okay. Well, I'll have to come down. I'm not coming down when it's cold.
You're coming. Oh, you come down at what, March, end of March or something of that nature. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll come down and help you.
Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for those who are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Thank you so much. I'm not going to go over to TikTok. I'm going to shut down. Gary, have a good night and peace out. God bless you. As well.
God bless.